The American Civil War, fought from April 12, 1861 to May 26, 1865, remains one of the most defining events in United States history. Torn apart by deeply rooted differences over slavery, states' rights, and economic interests, the country was plunged into a brutal conflict that would claim over 620,000 lives and reshape the nation forever. The war was largely ignited by the issue of slavery, particularly its expansion into the newly acquired Western territories. The Southern states, whose agricultural economies depended heavily on slave labor, sought to protect and expand the institution of slavery. Meanwhile, the Northern states, rapidly industrializing and with a growing abolitionist movement, increasingly opposed this expansion. These tensions were exacerbated by disagreements over states' rights, including the right to secede from the Union. The election of Abraham Lincoln in 1860, a staunch opponent of slavery's expansion, was the final straw for the South. Before his inauguration, 7 Southern states seceded from the Union, forming the Confederate States of America in February 1861. Jefferson Davis was elected as the Confederacy's president, and Richmond, Virginia, became its capital. The conflict officially began on April 12, 1861, when Confederate forces under General P.G.T. Beauregard attacked Fort Sumpter in Charleston, South Carolina. The fort, commanded by Union Major Robert Anderson, was bombarded for 34 hours before surrendering. This attack marked the start of the Civil War. As the war raged on, President Lincoln took a bold step with the issuance of the Emancipation Proclamation on January 1, 1863. The proclamation declared all enslaved people in Confederate-held territory to be free. Though it did not immediately end slavery, it transformed the war's purpose, aligning the Union cause with the abolition of slavery and discouraging foreign powers from supporting the Confederacy. One of the war's most pivotal moments came at the Battle of Gettysburg, fought from the 1st to the 3rd of July 1863 in Pennsylvania. It was the largest and bloodiest battle of the war, with approximately 51,000 casualties. The Union, led by General George G. Meade, emerged victorious against General Robert E. Lee's Confederate forces, marking a significant turning point in the war. Simultaneously, the Union achieved a crucial victory at the Siege of Vicksburg, Mississippi. On July 4, 1863, Confederate General John C. Pemberton surrendered to Union General Ulysses S. Grant. This victory granted the Union control of the Mississippi River, effectively splitting the Confederacy in two and crippling its ability to sustain the war. In the final stages of the war, General William Tecumseh Sherman launched his infamous March to the Sea from Atlanta to Savannah, Georgia, between November 15 and December 21, 1864. Employing scorched earth tactics, Sherman's troops destroyed railroads, crops, and infrastructure, further weakening the South's resolve and ability to fight. The Civil War effectively ended on April 9, 1865, at Appomattox Courthouse in Virginia. It was here that General Robert E. Lee surrendered his Army of Northern Virginia to General Ulysses S. Grant, marking the collapse of the Confederacy. Just days later, the war would be followed by the tragic assassination of President Lincoln. The war left a lasting legacy on the nation. Over 620,000 Americans lost their lives, cities and families were torn apart, and slavery, the institution that had divided the nation, was finally abolished. Yet, the war's end was only the beginning of a long and difficult journey toward reconciliation and rebuilding. A journey that would continue to shape the United States for generations to come. Thank you for watching.